Too Focused. Written by Lance Puns. Read by Arashi. Linhardt always managed to find a book that kept him awake enough to finish it. He knew if a book was good when he was able to stay awake for a few chapters without sleeping or getting bored. Those ones he often kept in his own stash in the small house they had bought after their travels. The scholar knew Caspar had found it at some point, but he wasn't much for the books, so he didn't touch it. Actually, he helped hide them better from visitors that they had on occasion. Marianne, Dorothea, Annette, Ash, and Raphael all visited every few months. After all, Linhardt often wanted to keep his books to himself, and would make a fuss if Caspar didn't help. And Caspar, much as he loved his husband, didn't want to hear him complain about something he thought was so trivial, like books. This morning, from the local bookstore, Linhardt had managed to find a book that kept him invested. So invested, in fact, that Caspar had to drag him out of the store in order to get him to stop for a moment. "It wasn't my fault that you took such a short amount of time shopping for food. I'm surprised you found everything in 10 minutes, Linhardt had noted, walking him with a couple of bags in hand, as well as a book beneath his arm. "Lin, it took me a long time to find everything," Caspar pointed out. "Look at the sun! It's already a couple hours past noon. We got here at noon!" Linhardt yawned, lazily letting his head roll upwards to see that the sun had, in fact, been around 20 degrees from the point he was used to seeing it when it was noon. He shrugged. "So I lost track of time. I'll take the food run next time we go into town." Linhardt had compromised, not quite caring enough that he made a mistake while Caspar seemed very much annoyed. At least, Linhardt thought he was annoyed, but Caspar, lax as he had gotten, shrugged with a sigh. "Sure, allows me to check the antique weapon shop again." The scholar shook his head with a worried frown. "Please tell me you're going to let me check the validity of the shopkeeper's claims before you buy a weapon all willy-nilly. Where my books are always genuine, antique shops might unknowingly carry fakes." Caspar laughed as he nudged Linhardt and said, "That's why the shopkeeper wants you to work there. You're really good at spotting those fakes. It's almost like you care about 'em." "I merely picked up some stuff while spending time with you. It's bound when one is married to a weapons fanatic." "Like you mind at all," Caspar objected with a chuckle. Linhardt, for the first time in the conversation, smiled and chuckled himself. "True, I don't mind at all." A small pause before he changed subjects. "Make tea for us when we get home, please. I would like to keep reading my book." Caspar rolled his eyes with a lackadaisical smile. "Sure thing, Linny." The scholar flinched. "And please don't call me that." Caspar smiled. "Nah, it's fun to call you that." "It's embarrassing," Linhardt countered. "No one's around but us." Linhardt looked around to confirm that, yes, they were alone, before sighing. "Fine, but don't make a habit of it." Caspar smiled. "No promises, Linny."